When I'm on Netflix or Crunchyroll scrolling for a new show, I find it incredibly hard to just pick a random show and just press play. I like to know it's good before I start. That's what this video is for, to push you over the edge and have you watch Blue Lock. If you haven't heard of it or just don't like sports anime, let me give you a general synopsis on the show. The main character of the show is Isagi Yoichi, a high school soccer player. In a match, Isagi dribbles down the field towards the goal. If they win this, they go to nationals. As two defenders come his way, his coach yells out to play as a team and he passes the ball for what should be an easy goal for his teammate, but he misses a wide open shot and they lose the game. As the whole team cries in despair, Isagi almost looks nonchalant, but knows he's hurting inside. As Isagi debates in his own head if he should have taken the shot or passed to his teammate, he screams in frustration. As he arrives home for dinner, a letter arrives in the mail for him. It's a letter from Blue Lock inviting him to be a certified athlete. It's not a bad first episode at all. Honestly, I think the most interesting idea of that is the duality of deciding to play with your teammate or playing alone. And that's where we get to the most interesting part of the show, ego. This show's interpretation of flow state. Now, a show that had the best interpretation of flow state before had to be Kuroko's Basketball, but Blue Lock takes it up a notch by far. In Kuroko's flow state, or what they call the zone, is only accessible to the top players in the show, while Blue Lock ego is accessible to everybody. This makes more sense in real life, I think. First, ego allows the animation to look crisp as fuck. Seriously, the ego aura actually looks insane in some moments. Secondly, ego shows the intensity and focus of each player. Seriously, when you see the ego aura pop up or their eyes change to a different color, you know these guys are locked the fuck in. Now, I'm not a manga reader, so I don't know this for a fact, but I'm pretty sure the ego in this show actually evolves as the player gets better, so that's another reason it's better than the zone. Now, let's talk about the characters. First up is Nagi, the control demon. I'm not gonna lie, I really like this guy's playstyle, which is probably why they made a whole movie after him. Honestly, Nagi would probably be the best, but he has the least experience out of everybody in Blue Lock, which is surprising because he's so good. The next character we have is Isagi Yoichi, our main character. The first thing I noticed about this guy is he's completely different when it's outside the match and in the match. Allow me to explain. You see, Isagi, when he's outside the match, seems a little awkward, almost a little timid. Maybe you can even say scared of some of his opponents. But when he's in the game, he's like a completely different person. And I don't know why I like that so much. Since he's the character that we see Blue Lock do for the first time, we really get a sense of how this character thinks and what he can do. Understandably, Isagi's pretty shit at soccer in the beginning. Like, he's not that good when he first starts off, and he's not supposed to be. He's supposed to be bad. We want to see a character get better, not already be the best like some of these other guys. Now, don't get it twisted. Isagi is good. I like his weapons a lot too. His weapons basically set it up where he can manipulate the field through his actions and the player's actions, which makes complete sense. He kind of reminds me of Akashi from Kuroko's Basketball. The next player we have is Ren, the number one player in Blue Lock. Like Isagi, Ren controls the field with his high IQ soccer, controls people like puppets, but he's just way better at it than Isagi. Them being so similar in that regard is the only reason that Isagi can even understand this guy's field of play and understand why he's doing what he's doing. Now, we're going to learn more about Ren in Season 2, I can only presume, with his brother showing up in the U20 games and that whole beef will unravel. I can almost 90% promise or guess that we'll get a flashback in the middle of the game about that, but yeah, we'll see. I say all this to say, Blue Lock's a really good show. If you're into some sports shows, then you should have been seen this. This is a must watch. It's probably the best one. If you haven't watched any sports anime, I suggest you give it a shot, especially if you're one of those ones like me who just can't sit down and pick a show. I have to know it's good. I'm sorry, I just have to know. You know, the interesting thing is, all these shows, Blue Lock, Kuroko's Basketball, even Haikyuu. I've never actually played or cared about the sports that those shows are showing, but I have been on a team before, and I do understand that competitive, high-stake, intense moments in games and matches and stuff, and that's when these shows are at their best. Thank you guys very much for watching. Feel free to leave any feedback down below, and I'll catch you in the next one.